We all love watching the enlightening videos of Nick Keomahavong. He is a Buddhist monk, author, and YouTuber, and has more than 400K subscribers on his channel. Nick's story is quite interesting. In this video, I'll tell you about his traumatic childhood and how he immigrated to the US and worked his way to live the American dream, but later renounced everything to become a monk in Thailand. You'll be surprised to know that Nick was previously a real estate agent, dancer, and psychotherapist. So, now let's start from the beginning. Nick Keomahavong was born on March 28, 1982 into a very poor family in Laos. At 3, he, along with his family, tried to escape from Laos due to communism, but they got caught and were held at gunpoint and then taken to a refugee camp in Thailand. Later, they moved to a refugee camp in the Philippines. The only memory Nick has of living in the Philippines is running out of the house and searching for his parents while the fire was engulfing everything. Even though his childhood was very traumatic, he never carried the trauma, and there were many instances because of which he shouldn't be alive, but luck always favored him. At 5, Nick, along with his family, moved to the US and settled in San Diego, California. At the time, as he didn't know the languages, culture, and the events occurring around him, he was very timid and shy, and he became a reserved, quiet, and observant person and developed a passion to study people and human nature. Prior to moving to the US, Nick was laid back, but shortly after moving to this country, he developed a desire to become successful and live the American dream. As his family was very conservative and reserved, his parents wanted him to take the academic route and choose lucrative jobs like a medical doctor or a lawyer. And Nick, being an immigrant and a refugee, was resilient and a hard worker. He did his schooling from Scripps Ranch High School in San Diego, California, and then he studied for a Bachelor of Arts, BA in Communications, from 1999 to 2003 from San Diego State University. At 21, in 2003, Nick was a real estate agent right out of university and was doing well and living the American dream. Later, he started working as a therapist and had his own therapy business and was living in Malibu, the most expensive beach town in the US. He was living the American dream, which even though gave him the financial success, couldn't completely fulfill him. Nick was successful at real estate and at selling houses and living the American dream, but all of these came crashing down after he suffered a breakup. He grew depressed and was unable to even get out of bed. At the time, Melissa Dow recommended him to a life coach. Thankfully, Nick recovered after a couple of months and around 8 sessions with the life coach, and out of gratitude, he made a vow to himself that he would help others much like the life coach helped him. So, that week, Nick went to his real estate office and quit his real estate career and joined University of Phoenix, where he studied for a master's degree in counseling psychology from 2008 to 2010. Then, he started working as a bereavement counselor at the Elizabeth Hospice in Escondido and provided individual, group, and family therapy for hospice patients and their families. He worked at this job from January to December 2010. Nick studied counseling psychology from Pacific Gestalt Institute, Los Angeles, from 2012 to 2014. He was a marriage and family therapy intern at Caldwell Clark Counseling, California, from 2012 to 2013. Nick worked at various roles like child care worker, mental health worker/ILS coordinator, clinical social worker, and lead clinician at New Alternatives Inc., Escondido, from 2009 to 2017. He also worked as a lead clinician at San Pasqual Academy, from 2015 to 2017. Nick founded True Nature Counseling Center in San Diego in 2016 and worked as a licensed marriage and family therapist, and from 2017 to 2018, he worked as a program therapist at Visions Adolescent Treatment Centers in Malibu. Nick also worked as a personal coach. In 2000, while going to Mesa College, he overheard hip-hop music from a dance room and was intrigued by it, and so popped his head in and saw Angie Bunch teaching a dance class, and he decided to attend dance classes. So, he registered for the dance classes and started learning hip-hop. Eventually, Nick learned hip-hop dance and also got into jazz and modern ballet. At the time, dance was his creative outlet, and he also worked as a professional dancer. He was a company dancer at Modulet Dance Collective and taught hip-hop at Academy of Performing Arts. While working at Visions Adolescent Treatment Centers, Nick got a gut intuition to pursue himself a little bit deeper. Previously, he got ordained twice as a Buddhist monk, but later returned to normal life. At the time, Nick heard a calling inside him which told him to go to Thailand, detach from the physical world and self-reflect. know himself, and develop his inner world. Previously, in many situations, Nick sold out himself for job, security, and relationship and didn't always speak truthfully. But this time around, he decided to not sell out himself and follow his gut intuition and allow his life to transform. While working as a practitioner, Nick used to work with a lot of therapists who were proficient in teaching about couples and relationships, spirituality, mindfulness, meditation, good habits, and changing one's thoughts, but he observed that a lot of healers don't practice their teachings themselves. Like, even though they teach meditation, they don't meditate themselves. Nick felt this akin to being a fraud and decided to not be like them, and he wanted to practice meditation and mindfulness the correct way. So, in June 2018, he quit his dream job in his dream city and bid farewell to the American dream and booked a one-way ticket to Thailand, where he would become a Buddhist monk and study ancient teachings of Lord Buddha at Wat Phra Dhammakaya, Thailand. Nick got ordained as a Theravada Buddhist monk in Thailand in 2018. This was his third time being ordained as a Buddhist monk, but this time around, he became a full-time monk. While working as a therapist in California, he noticed that his clients would come to him with similar questions, and even though he would repeat the same answers, his therapy sessions were invaluable. Nick soon realized that not everyone could access his pricey therapy sessions, and also, not everyone could travel to California to attend his sessions. As he had a traumatic childhood and received little help growing up, he felt the plight of sufferers. So, he started his eponymous YouTube channel on February 18, 2017, and even though Nick was a shy person, he started sharing his knowledge about therapy and life transformation. After he became a full-time monk, he started sharing the wisdom of the East by combining it with the therapy techniques of the West, and he focuses on therapy, mental health, mindfulness, and meditation on his YouTube channel. Nick published 3 books, namely, The Buddhist Cleanse, The Building Blocks of Meditation, and The Building Blocks of Meditation Journal. Currently, he is a Buddhist monk in a Thailand monastery. Now that I've finished telling you his story, enjoy a couple of tidbits about him. Nick is fastidious in matters regarding cleanliness and is very shy, timid, and introverted, and has aerophobia. His favorite food is sushi, specifically, tempura shrimp roll. So, how are you inspired by Nick Keomahavong's story? Please comment below. If you are into reading, I've also written his story on my website, which I'm linking in this video's description. And if you are interested in more success stories of your favorite YouTubers, please subscribe to my YouTube channel.